Mubarak everyone, and welcome back to another devlog of my game Project Giant Mech. It has been another 2 productive months of development, and I can't believe we have reached the 10th devlog now, which also marks the 1.5 years of development of the game. There have been lots of code refactoring during the last 2 months. Also, I'm happy to say that the player can now transition from hub world to combat scene and vice versa. I'm just 1 or 2 steps closer in finishing a complete game cycle, after which I will be able to focus more on adding new enemies, stages, models, and many more features. For those that are new to the channel, I am Kamran Wali and I am solo developing my game Project Giant Mech, which is a first-person shooter game with inspiration from Doom Eternal and EDF5 games. I'm trying to make the game fast-paced as Doom Eternal and give giant mechs and enemies like EDF5. There will be campaigns, character customization, upgrades, and weapon selection. Also, Project Giant Mech is not the name of the game. I'm still thinking of the name, and there are few names that I'm leaning towards and will announce it once I have the Steam page up. If you guys want to know more about the playstyle of the game, then I suggest you to check out my previous devlogs of the project so that you will get a better idea. Okay, so let's first talk about the hub world to combat stage and combat stage to hub world cycle. As I mentioned before, this scene transition from hub world to combat stage and vice versa have been completed and it's a huge achievement. Lot of code refactoring had to be done to get this working, especially the player code which was hard-coded into the combat scene. I had to decouple the player and any player objects from the combat stage so that during scene transition there weren't any missing references or objects. This is the part that took most of the time during the last 2 months. Basically how it works is that the player combat model is loaded into a separate scene which is never destroyed. So when another combat scene is loaded, then that scene asks all the objects in the player scene and combat scene to unload. Kind of like taking out toys from the toy boxes, and the toy boxes being the player scene and the combat scene. And once the stage is completed, the combat scene tells only the player scene to take back all of the player objects that have been unloaded, because only the player needs to be back into the default state so that other scenes will be able to use the player without any issues. Kind of like putting back the toys into the toy box. And when scene change is called, then all of the objects outside of the player scene will be destroyed while the player remains intact in its default state. So achieving this system required lots and lots of refactoring. This in turn also fixed a weapon bug which I was facing over a year now, where if you quickly switch the weapons around, sometimes the weapons would be in the wrong position or shape. The clip being shown here is a demonstration of the issue. If you guys are interested in the bug reports, here is a quick glance of them and how the bug have been reported over time. I used my finite state machine to create the stage end conditions. The reason I chose finite state machine is because I can create any type of stage end condition by dragging and dropping components. Here are some of the stage clear conditions that are going to be added. First one is when all spawner structures are destroyed, then all enemies will be destroyed instantly as well and the stage will be cleared. This has already been implemented and I really like how it works. Here is a small demonstration of it. Second one is to destroy all enemies and spawner structures. This just requires to destroy every enemy and enemy structures in the map to win. This too has already been implemented and is working flawlessly. Third one will be timer based, kind of like survival mode. There will be a timer that will count down to stage finish, and during that time enemies will keep on coming. Have not implemented it yet but will do so in future. The last but not the least is the defend mode. This means the player needs to defend a target that must be alive and not be destroyed. This could also have additive stage finish conditions, but these two haven't been implemented yet, but again will do so in the future. I have also created an editor script for my finite state machine that helps me to remember what a state is used for. Using this editor, I can add any of the state scripts from the drop-down selection field and name them after adding them. I can move them around in the hierarchy by clicking the move up and move down buttons. I can even remove them by clicking the delete button. This editor script is almost done, and already I can see how useful it will be while creating finite state machines, especially for complex AI state machines. I tried using C#'s reflection to achieve this, but in the end just used Unity's serialized object and serialized property. I'm sharing links to the reflection, serialized object and serialized properties in the description below. I have created a result screen that shows up when the stage is completed, made a simple sliding animation with some visual effects. Also learned how to use particle effect in Canvas, which I never used before, and it was really fun to learn it and apply it. If you're interested how it is done, then I suggest following Awesome Tuti's tutorial. It is only 6 minutes long, and I have linked to his tutorial in the description below. I'm still experimenting how I want to show the result screen. At the moment, I show how many enemies have been killed, how many spawners have been destroyed, how much reward or money the player have earned, and even how many city structures have been destroyed and total damage caused to the city. I have also implemented adding money to the player when the stage ends as well, so that later the player will be able to buy weapons, equipments, and upgrades. Also, while displaying the result screen, I wanted to show the entire stage by slowly rotating the camera at a given height. I really like this feature, and it does give a sense of the stage being done. I use Unity's Cinemachine camera to achieve this, and in future was also thinking about moving the camera around the city. In the mission selection menu, I have created a system that would show the correct number of unlocked missions and the correct scroll bar length. So whenever a new mission gets unlocked, the scroll canvas is increased in size, which in turn updates the scroll bar length. I have also made sure that when the mission selection menu is first opened, then the menu will automatically scroll down to the latest mission and have it selected. I have also created a system that will unlock new stages. Basically, a scriptable object contains a list of missions. Whenever a mission is completed, it then unlocks the next mission from the list. This in turn shows the next mission button in the mission selection menu. I have created another editor script that helps in creating a new mission button. This just makes the process of adding new buttons very fast and evenly positions them in the canvas. I also had to fix a bug in the equipment collision system. The bug was that the equipment sometimes would not stack up on top of each other and would just merge into each other if they ever fell on top of each other. This looked really weird and had to be fixed immediately. The problem was that the equipment were not properly detecting each other from the bottom. Gave a simple ray or spear detection at the bottom of the equipment to fix this issue. Now the equipments stack on top of each other and correctly falls down. Alright, that is it for this devlog. I will try to get the game cycle done by next devlog, and even will try to get the shop system done as well, which will include buying new weapons, equipments, and upgrades. We'll also try to get the other interior hub worlds done as well. Also, most definitely will fix any bugs and performance issues. I'm very grateful that you all came so far into the video. Please like and subscribe, that will help me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm. Tell me what you think about the progress of the game thus far in the comment section below. See you all in the next devlog. Take care and stay safe. K out.